Hi there folks, my name's Novawing24 and welcome to another little tutorial for FSX. So we're going to be here in FSX Steam Edition today. Today we're going to be covering off across the topic which it's been requested by several people around the world. Have been asking for a video to cover this, and it's something that with the multiplayer community expanding as it is, that a lot of people are very interested in, and that is of course sharing cockpits with aircraft. Now today I'm going to be ably assisted by the voice of msflights.net, my co-pilot Wingman. Say hello, Wingman.
Hello.
So Wingman joins us as a veteran of msflights.net and a great video producer himself, and yeah, he's will be joining me in this little experiment with sharing a cockpit today. So today we're going to be in the default Learjet 45. Now, so just going to do a couple of little quick setup things. So first of all, we're going to be setting up from my screen, and then we're going to be having a quick look at what Wingman's screen looks like. Alright, so the first thing obviously once you sign in is of course if you intend to share your aircraft, you of course always tick the share my aircraft, that always helps. Now the password is optional, however I do highly recommend that you do use it. I do really suggest that you do. So we'll keep it nice and simple for this test today, just MS Flights. Alright, now you've got another couple of options over here where you can enable shared voice communication within the aircraft, or we can disable sharing after the session has started. Now, these options here, the enable shared aircraft voice communication, now that will also depend on whether the server that you're on will actually allow voice communication. Like for example, the MS Flights AU server that we're on today, that one is switched off, so that's not available for us. The other one, of course, is disable sharing after the session has started. Now, this is a little... look, it's a little odd because essentially once you tick this and you start the game, nobody can actually join your aircraft. So kind of don't really see the point of it, so I don't recommend ticking that one. Alright, so now that we've got that guff out of the way, so we've selected our airport. We're going to be flying out of Brunei today, and we've got our aircraft and we're all set ready to go. So I'm going to jump and press OK here. Now to start, I can see that Wingman is there in the briefing room. Now what first of all I'm going to do is I'm going to go join session. Now once I'm in, Wingman screen, when he's in the briefing room, that will enable him to actually see the option to join aircraft. Is that what you're seeing there, Wingman?
Yep, I have a join aircraft button, and whenever you're ready, I'm ready to join.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I am all fully loaded in, so you're more than welcome to join into my aircraft, please, co-pilot.
Okay, and I assume you've set a password?
I have. As I said, the password for this one is just MS Flights, all lowercase today.
Perfect, so join aircraft now becomes leave aircraft, and I just have to join the session.
Alright, and now on my screen I can see the little green info line now lets me know that Wingman is now sharing my aircraft. So, now to prove that this is something we can do, what we're going to do is I'm just going to quickly zoom in here and I'm going to ask my able co-pilot to see if he can turn some lights on for me.
Lights coming on.
There we go, so all our lights are on, thanks to my co-pilot there, thank you very much. Alright, so what we're going to be doing today, we're going to do a quick little circuit around Brunei International, and what we're going to do is, I'm going to hand over control of the aircraft about halfway through after the takeoff leg, and Wingman is going to bring us into land. Now, in terms of controls, so as I'm currently the pilot in command, I have the ability to manipulate the flight controls and the throttles, though as you can see, Wingman still has the option of being able to do all the other functions of the aircraft. So, Wingman, I'm going to ask if you would please kindly push us back.
Pushing back.
See, our little Learjet here is pushing back. I've always been a fan of the Learjet myself. So as folks, this is all being done by my co-pilot at the moment. A bit of the pilot in command, but I'm the passenger at the moment. Alright, I think we should be right for the pushback there. Thank you very much. So I'm now going to push my throttles forward a bit, and we're going to taxi out onto the runway. So this is one of the great things about the multiplayer experience that you can get from FSX, with the fact that, and this is what really bridges the gap between just a game and a simulator per se, is the fact that this can be used to actually not just, it's not just about, flying around and shooting things. It's actually about more things than that. It's actually about all the different tasks and everything that is part of aviation, and this is the great thing about FSX and some of the other high quality simulators like Lockheed Martin's Prepared 3D, with the fact that you can do these things. And the added advantage of the multiplayer being able to share the cockpit with this is that the fact that you can actually get some of the real world-esque training that you do get from real aviation pilots. And if you do want to put some skills to the test, and you do want to learn some of the procedures, or even if you want to be tested by someone, if you do want to practice like in-flight emergencies and stuff like that, you can actually do that as part of a multiplayer sort of shared aircraft option, which is a really good, definitely a positive thing to have for multiplayer. And it's great to see that with Steam edition of FSX now, we see more multiplayer environments out there for us to actually experience these different parts of our hobby. Now we've got here to the lineup weight. We've made sure that there's no traffic here. We're going to taxi now out onto the active runway. And Wingman, could I please have 1-notch flaps, please?
Flaps 8.
So, thank you very much. Alright, so we're lined up on the runway here. And my co-pilot's put my flaps 8 down. Alright, everything in the green, I'm looking good. You're right, co-pilot?
Good to go. I've also set your heading mode to runway heading for reference, and the CDI for wind. Wind's 280 at 7.
Thank you very much. Alright, so we're going to throttle up, and then we're going to let go of the brakes, and we're going to climb up. Right, and brakes off. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Gears up.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Alright, so there we are. So the gear and flaps are all controlled by my co-pilot for that one. So there you go. As I said, it is one of the great things about being able to actually do the multiplayer experience and do the shared cockpit, is that you do get the feeling of the dedicated and the way the workload actually changes for pilots. Yeah, it is not all just about solo flying. It is about sharing the roles and something that's it's called cockpit resource management, funnily enough, in the real world. What we're going to do is going to start banking here as we turn for our downwind here, and then I'm going to shift control of the aircraft over to my co-pilot, and he's going to do the landing for us. Beautiful hills and the swamps of Brunei here. Oh, a bit of cloud there. Alrighty, so I'm going to roll out here, and then I'm now going to shift control of the aircraft over to my co-pilot. So to do that, I'm going to press Shift T or Shift Tango. He'll press the same to assume control. And there we go. Wingman, how's the aircraft?
My aircraft.
And we're glad we've got no passengers in here, because they might have just been violently ill, but that's alright. So as I said, folks, this is the great thing about an expanding multiplayer community, and what really differentiates a flight simulator or a simulator from just a game, as it were. And this is the great thing that FSX can be used for, is the fact that it isn't just about blowing stuff up. It is an open world environment, one of the first true open world environments that you can actually enjoy and use so much more real world applications with this as well. And this is a great thing to see. And sharing an aircraft, sharing a cockpit is a great thing to actually be able to enjoy as part of our hobby and the things that we can do, and it is great for us to see as well. Now, as I said, he's now the pilot in command, so you can see that from my perspective, the controls do look slightly choppy because he's got the control there, but that's all right. So at the end of the day, we still get the same commands, and it's nice and smooth overall. But I'm here ready and waiting to do the gear commands and the flap commands.
Okay, let's have gears down.
Gear coming down.
And flaps 20.
Flaps 20 and 3 down and locked. 3 green. Flaps 20.
Perfect.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Flaps full.
Flaps full.
Spoiler.
Spoilers out. Yeah, we may disengage reverse. And there we have it.
Flaps 0.
Spoilers retracting, flaps coming up. Spoilers retracted, flaps 0.
Excellent.
And there we have it, folks. So, as I said, it's one of the great little things that you can do in FSX, and it is a really interesting experience, and it does add a new dimension to what we do in FSX, and it can really add a whole new dimension, a whole new avenue of things that you can do as part of this. So, it's not only just about being a pilot, and it's not the game where you're about blowing stuff up. It is about being cooperative and learning to work as a team. So, that is a great thing that you can do and a great skill to learn. So, yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little quick little tutorial and introduction on how to do some aircraft sharing. And as I said, these lessons are fully suitable to be used also with your normal box edition of FSX, as it is to do with Steam edition as well. They are both the same deals to go with that. Probably one thing to really stress though is that both pilot and co-pilot must have the same aircraft. So if you have a different aircraft, or if you're trying to, if one person's got, the latest and greatest payware and the other person's just got basic aircraft, it isn't going to work. FSX will automatically say, no, you don't have the same aircraft, you don't have the same panels, we can't do this. So you do both have to have the same aircraft, the same liveries, everything installed exactly the same, or else it will fail on that one as well. So there we go. All right, well, thank you very much for a beautiful landing there, Wingman.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And folks, don't forget to stay tuned for all more tutorials and more videos coming up. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. And thank you very much for joining us. Take care. Safe skies to all. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.